to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. According to the Westfield Police Department, an art teacher faces multiple drug charges after allegedly falling asleep on Fent in a classroom. On Jan 5, 57-year-old Frank Thompson was charged with possession of Fent, possession of drug paraphernalia, and endangering the welfare of children. This incident happened on Nav 29, 2022 after school resource officer Fortunato Riga responded to a nurse treating the then unconscious teacher in front of the students in a classroom on the second floor of Roosevelt Intermediate School in Westfield, NJ. According to police, Riga said he noticed Thompson showing signs of falling asleep and administered Narcan, a medication naloxone hydrochloride that is used to reverse symptoms. After being treated, Thompson began showing marked signs of improvement. Westfield Police Chief Christopher Badaloro said in a statement released on Friday that Thompson was initially observed in distress by students before an administrator called Riga to the classroom. Riga then reported the situation to police, calling Thompson unconscious and unresponsive on the floor, with the school nurse actively treating him. In this case, the swift actions of Officer Riga, who was on site at Roosevelt Intermediate each school day, proved instrumental in maintaining the safety of the students and administering potentially life-saving measures to Mr. Thompson, said the police chief. The release also said that police found a quantity of a suspected controlled substance as well as drug paraphernalia in his classroom closet during an investigation following the incident. The Westfield School District said it could not comment directly on what took place in the classroom. While the Westfield Public School District cannot comment on personnel matters which are confidential, we will maintain a continued focus on student and staff safety and on preserving the integrity of the classroom learning environment, said Superintendent Dr. Raymond Gonzalez in a statement. We are grateful for our strong partnership with the Westfield Police Department. According to Fox 5 New York, classes were temporarily moved to a different location while the classroom was sanitized, and a former teacher was assigned to Thompson's art classes. Thompson, who teaches 6th and 7th grade visual art and 8th grade arts and crafts, is scheduled to appear in court on Feb 1. Now, so now we got addicts teaching class right now. That's crazy. That is crazy how this is able to happen. And this is why I tell parents that they need to start showing up and being parents. I've been saying that for a lot of videos, and I've been sitting up to telling y'all that the things that I have been doing stories on is going to get worse before it gets better. And that's due to the fact that a lot of parents refuse to actually be parents. My proof of that is all of the videos that I'm able to do and I'm able to see, and a lot of the videos that I don't even put up. There's so many stories. I'm talking about hundreds upon hundreds of stories where you have parents slipping on their responsibilities of being parents. And this is one of the many. Because I'm pretty sure that, if parents were to go to parent teacher conferences, get in contact, actively talk to the teachers, they would notice that some things aren't specifically right. They would notice that some things, aren't all there, that there's just something about the situation that just doesn't sit well. And yet here we are. And I want to remind people how strong this stuff is, where you had a female officer. Um, I think she ended up getting in contact with it, and it completely took her out. Like she was out. She had to be resuscitated. She had to be resuscitated. So to have a teacher that ended up, I'm guessing, potentially doing this in the class, or maybe he did this before the class and then it finally took effect when he was in the class. Either which way, that's dangerous. And this is why you heard in the video that they said that they had to sanitize the classroom, and rightfully so. You got to sanitize everything, because if like at this point, if there's even dust that is there, it could potentially just knock somebody out. That's the way I'm looking at it. By how many people, specifically dealing with the police, How many of them have basically just been in contact with it, even with gloves on and everything, and it just hit them bow, and they just had to be resuscitated. Like this, the stuff is dangerous. It is 1,000% dangerous, and it's crazy to me that you have a government that is more worried about weapon control versus trying to, in a sense, get this stuff out of here. And this is the other thing that I'm trying to get people to pay attention to. Notice the priorities here. You have something that if it's just in the air, a sense of it is in the air, it can do a variety of things, none of which are good. But for some items that have been here roughly since the inception of the United States, something that's been here for so long, now they're like, yeah, we got to get this under control. This is the most important issue. This is the most. Notice how they keep pushing that on you every single year, month after month, day after day, hour after hour. This is what they've been continuously trying to sign into legislation, passing and doing all of these things, putting limitations. I'm trying to show people something and people not paying attention. You literally have an epidemic that is, in a sense, silenced due to the fact of the government because they don't want to make this a focal point. They don't want to showcase their own families, their own kids going through these things. Even the president of the United States at this moment in time, both of his kids got issues. They are, they got some vices. They got some vices. And I would think that this would be used as a teachable moment for not only, the Americans that are there, but for the president of the United States to basically use himself and his family as an example, as a representation of those American families that are directly out there. But yet again, it's a missed opportunity. Yet again, the United States doesn't want to do it. And yet again, the government is only going to focus on the stuff that they want to focus on and that they deem important. So this is why, again, I keep consistently saying that at the end of the day, if any downfalls are to take place and to happen, it's not going to be black people's fault. It's going to be by the hands of those who are in power and by the people that represent that power. It has very little to do with black people at all. Any of the laws, the rules, and regulations that have been being, been passed and given to, all other communities out there, that's not because of black people. That's because of the ruling class. That's because of the reflective majority. That's because the people that are representative of the people in power that represent the people of the United States. That's all it is. So yet again, when I consistently say that you have people out here that don't care about their own people, that's exactly what I mean. The reflective majority don't even care about themselves, but yet they will get on social media trying to act as though that they care and they have an ounce of empathy for anybody else that looks different, which is a lie in a sense. Because how can you say that you care and you love somebody else that is a complete whole opposite of you, not even reflective of any of your life experiences, of your family, of yourself, of any of your interests, even the way of which you walk life and you grow up? How can you love somebody else first before you learn and know how to love yourself? You can't. Because within that, you don't even have an understanding of what love is. So therefore, you can't even give it, nor can you even receive it properly. But when you try to explain this to people, people want to start throwing out words and different brandings and all this other type of stuff. Again, those would be what is called deflections because a lot of people don't know how to acknowledge and accept the truth that is being given. So the only choice that they have is to be on the defensive offensive, which means that they're going to defend themselves against the truth, but they're going to go on an offense, throwing out labels, brandings, and all these other types of verbal jabs. You know, but I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is America, and the true Americans have to be the ones to fix this silent epidemic, which they have allowed to be silent. Again, the main epidemic that is overwhelmingly affecting their families, their friends, their children, and their population.